Hello. Today I'll be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series 86 Junkion Scrapheap. So this is kind of an old figure, but I got it on sale the other day on Amazon Prime Day. And it's actually still on sale now, so I guess like it wasn't really a Prime Day sale. But here's the box. Here's some photos of the figure on the back. Some artwork on the side. Oh, and it looks like there's a hole here where this 86 is, so this 86 is on some sort of inside flap or something. Here's the top and bottom of the box. So let's open them up and check them out. So here's the back of the cardboard insert. There's a couple of wheels sticking out on the back. And there's a Junkion planet scene on the front. So I thought this was the typical display base and background that the Studio Series 86 figures normally come with, but then I realized that there's no base and there's a big hole in the back. So here's the actual display base and background. It was still in the box. And you can see it actually has a base. And here's the typical warning paper. And here he is on his display base with the Planet of Junk background. These are okay. I never display my figures with it. It's just like, it's not that great looking, and I don't have enough room for it. So here are his accessories. I guess you can call them accessories, but they're really kind of a part of the figure. His wheels, because they're parts forming. You just plug them into these spikes on his arm. He's got these soft ratchets for his legs, which I don't really like. I know some people like them, but for me, he's either in the straight stance or this extra wide A stance, which I don't really like. And here's his gun. It's actually in this nice glossy gray paint. Looks pretty good. And you just peg it into his fist here on this 5mm port. Fits in pretty snugly. And actually the overall tolerance on this figure is pretty nice and tight. Unlike the Wreck-Gar figure that I have, which is, the joints are a little bit loose. Oh, here's his instruction sheet. It was just underneath the display base. It's just in black and white with pieces to be moved highlighted in red. And here's the back for anybody who wants to see all of it. And here's a 360 look at him. And here's a closer look at his face. For articulation, his head rotates 360. He can look up pretty high. Can't look down too much. No side tilt. You can angle his horns backwards. His arm rotates 360. Can go out to the side more than 90. Has an elbow bend, 90 degrees, and a bicep swivel. His fists rotate down, mostly for transformation. And he has wrist rotation. He has waist rotation, 360. Has a little bit of an ab crunch, which is really nice. And you can move out these side pouches. And his legs can go outwards, 180 on a soft ratchet. You can kick forwards this high and back this far for the full front splits. He has a thigh swivel and pretty much a 90-degree knee bend. His feet can go downwards a lot and up a little bit. And there's a side tilt. So let's see what poses he can do. He can get in a pretty wide stance with his feet flat on the ground. Now let's see if we can get him into a kneeling pose, which I think is one of the essential poses to consider a figure to have good articulation. And I think that's a pretty good kneeling pose. I think the ab crunch really helps. And let's see if we can get him to do a superhero landing pose. So I think that's not too bad, especially for a mainline figure. So another pose that I'd like to use is a side kick. So that looks pretty good to me. Let's see if we can get him to kick higher. Has a little bit of a balancing issue with his wheel arms, making him a little bit heavy on that side. Now let's see if we can get him to do a running pose with 1 foot off the ground. Not quite perfect, but maybe passable. I might need to lean him a little bit to the left. Maybe a little bit more. So it's not too bad. It's a little bit of a weird run, but you can kind of do it. For some comparisons, here he is with Studio Series 86 Wreck-Gar, with Studio Series 86 Hot Rod and Studio Series 86 Buzzworthy Bumblebee Cup, with Generation Selects Shattered Glass Optimus Prime, with Keith Fantasy Club's Dump Yard. Since this is a mainline figure, the transformation is pretty simple, so I'll do it on camera. First, you want to remove his gun, and then remove these wheels. Then you can just fold in the fists and then rotate these handlebars. Then you can open up his chest piece and his back piece. They're tabbed together with this tab here and this slot here in the back of the chest. And then there's these tabs here that you can untab and pull up his chest. There's this double hinged piece here. And then on the back, you can untab that piece. Then just lift it up and rotate it out. and then keep rotating it because it's on this double hinge here, and then you can straighten it out. And you want to fold back the shoulder pieces so that you can flip up this yellow piece here and then flip up this additional yellow piece. Then you can fold up, fold in the horns, and then fold this piece back like so, and try to get the horns in through this hole here. So just try to push the head through this hole here. What you want to do is you want to push this piece in so that's like that. And then just try to push the head all the way through. Make sure that the horns are through first, and then you can get the head all the way through like so. So there are these tabs here. You want to tab them into these slots. Then you want to rotate the arms around. So then they're facing the front. Then you want to rotate the forearms so that the spikes are facing upwards. So there are these tabs here that you want to tab into these slots on the bicep. So try to fold the arms in and then just kind of place them on the bicep for now. You don't want to tab them in yet because you want to take the wheel here. You want to take these spindles here and place them into these holes on the inside of the arms. And just clip them together. And then these tabs will tab into the biceps. So that's pretty much the front part done. So now for the back, so want to rotate the legs around. And then flip down the feet. And then bend the knees. So then there's this tab here and this slot here. You want to tab the legs together there. But first you want to take the wheel and place the spindle into the holes in the side of the knees. And then just line everything up and flip the legs together like so. And now there are these tabs here that you just want to tab into these slots on the bottom of the toes on both sides, and just tab them in. And now you want to pull down these pieces here, which will be the kickstands. I'm not sure how far they can go down, but I don't want to force them too far, so I'm just going to pull them this far. And you can see that it doesn't stand straight up. There's a little bit of a tilt, but that's kind of normal of most kickstands. And now if you want to store the weapon in vehicle mode, you can. There's a port here, and there's a peg on the side of the gun. You can just peg it into the port. I think it looks a little bit weird, but I think most weapon storage in vehicle mode look kind of weird. But overall, I think it looks really good. It's definitely more of a Junkion Cybertronian motorcycle and not like a real Earth motorcycle, but still looks very nice. And for some comparisons, here he is with Studio Series 86 Wreck-Gar. Here he is with the Takara United Scrapheap. Here he is with the Generation Selects Shattered Glass Optimus Prime. Doesn't scale well at all. Also doesn't scale well with the deluxe car, Legacy Blue Streak. So overall, I really like this figure, and it's well built. It's got good tolerances, and it's always nice to have a second Junkion. And I got it on sale from Amazon Canada for around $38 Canadian. And I believe he's still on sale. So if you live in Canada, you can still pick this guy up for a pretty good price. And I think that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.